FG earpiece on resettling evacuees. It is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Daily Trust this Monday morning. We have other stories below the picture story there. Bandits kill 40 in Kebbi, Zamfara. Agents kick over 100% increase in cargo handling charges. We are ready for census, awaiting Tinubu NPC. Drunk Kwara police officer recruits in uniform. CP orders arrests. Edo farmer commits suicide after stabbing wife over infidelity. 4.3 M face severe hunger. 4.3 million face severe hunger in Borno, Adamawa Yobe, WFP. APC legal advisor seeks Northwest Vice Chair's expulsion. These stories are on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper this Monday morning. Moving now to the Daily Times. And the Daily Times is leading with this: Niger Delta militants resume hostilities, bomb oil facilities, issue more threats. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Daily Times. It says 29 days to Buhari's exit. Niger Delta militants resume hostility, bomb oil facilities. Still on the front page of the Daily Times. Mayday, workers' wages no longer sustainable. Labor laments. CBN, no plans to phase out redesigned Naira notes. 10th HOR leadership opposition numerical strength frighten APC. These stories are on the front page of the Daily Times. Moving now to the Daily Sun. And the Daily Sun newspaper is leading with this story: fireworks over presidential poll. You lost woefully, FG tells LP PDP. You have murdered sleep, LP tells APC. History with Judge Buhari, PDP. Still on the front page of the Daily Sun, Lagos explains demolition of buildings in Ajao estates. Southeast Group clamors for Senate President, backs Kanu. Labour rejects planned privatization of NIPOST, TCN, FMCs. Adamawa Guba, why I displayed Benani winner, Unisawi, state rec. FG accuses El Rufai of placing Unity School students' lives in harm's way. Anxiety in Kano over planned review of Sanusi's deposition. Ohaneze ratifies Nwanyanwu as President General. I will defend Indibo, he says. These stories are on the front page of the Daily Sun. Next is the Punch. And the Punch is punching it this morning with this story: 8-year scorecard. Workers lament hardship. Score Buhari, governors low on welfare. High cost of living has made nonsense of minimum wage. 40% pay rise unions. Pensioners still earning 500 naira, 750 naira monthly. Economy harsh under Buhari, say retirees. This is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Punch newspaper. We have other stories above the masthead. Unsold goods stock rises by 52%. Manufacturers don't attack embassy staff. Ambassador warns stranded Nigerian students. FG dumps 5% telecom tax waiver. Opposition's rigging claim fraudulent. FG insists 2 suspects caught concealing cannabis in Gary sack. CBN supplies more new Naira notes to banks. These stories are on the front page of the Punch newspaper this Monday morning. Let's have a quick look at what the Vanguard has for us. And the Vanguard newspaper is leading with this story: May Day. It's been terrible, agonizing for workers, NLC. As workers in oil, electricity, maritime, other sectors grieve over continuous misery, poverty, hopelessness. Ask government to address poverty, insecurity, unemployment, inflation, high cost of living set agenda for incoming government. Still on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, inflation, high interest rates drive stock market loss to 1.01 trillion naira in April. Market loses over 70% of first quarter gains. Analysts disagree on outlook for May. Still on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, Sudan, 637 Nigerians arrive Egyptian border. Envoy assures parents, students. OPS urges FG to suspend proposed new taxes. Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, FG apologizes over failure to meet deadline. Southeast governors, Igbo leaders inaugurate Iwanyanwu as new Ohanese President General. Below the picture stories, 17 buildings marked for demolition in Anambra for harboring gunmen. On the 17th AFCON, Gladys Eagles begin on a winning note. These stories are on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. Next is This Day. And This Day is leading with this story. NLC CSOs plead with judiciary to save Nigeria's democracy. Say INEC has driven a nail into the electoral coffin of Nigeria. NLC threatens to name, shame corrupt judges. These stories are on the front page of This Day newspaper. Sudan, Nigerians trapped between Sudan and Egypt send SOS. TUC kicks as against planned privatization of TCN, NIPOS, Federal Medical Centers. These stories are on the front page of This Day newspaper this Monday morning. And our next port of call is The Nation. And The Nation newspaper is leading with this story. You remain sore losers, federal government tells PDP LP. Don't preempt tribunal outcome, opposition parties fire back. Sudan evacuation, 637 Nigerians stranded at border. And above the masthead, APC legal advisor recommends Lukman's expulsion. Workers are ranging room of growth, says Lawan. Confusion in immigration over CG's resumption. Terrorists kill many in attacks on Niger communities. These are some of the stories that made it to the front page of the Nation newspaper. Next is the Nigerian Tribune. And the Nigerian Tribune says, APC set for stormy NWC meeting as leadership tussle gets messier. National Legal Advisor Council's party chair to expel Lukman. South Zonal APC removes Giadom Udozin. Exercise Annuity APC National Publicity Secretary. 10 National Assembly opposition lawmakers adamant vow to reject APC zoning favored candidate for speakership position. NDLEA seizes drug consignment hidden inside imported car food items at Lagos Airport Seaport. Tension mounts at Lagos Airport over 100% increment in cargo handling tariff. These stories are on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. Moving now to the blueprint, and the blueprint is leading with this story. Suits against Adamu's breaches. APC recommends Lukman's expulsion as internal crisis deepens, and it comes with the riders to invoke party's constitution over NWC's members' court action. I am not threatened. Memo, mere opinion, says Lukman. 10th National Assembly, APC members write Adamu, back Akpabio Jibrin leadership. Take advantage of Vetera's acceptability, APC urged. Still on the front page of the blueprint, yes, we can see the pictures to it there. Why Buhari extended CG immigration's Jerez tenure. Buhari's remarks, accept defeat, you lost woefully, lie tells Atiku Obi. How Nigeria can address economic challenges, World Bank. The one, Atiku tax Nigerian workers on hope, hard work. These are some of the stories on the front page of the Blueprint newspaper this Monday morning, and this is how far we can go with the review. I have my regular guest in the house who will be analyzing some of these stories for us this morning. Dr. Yankanjis, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
And happy Workers' Day to you.
Thank you very much.
How was your weekend?
Yes, cool. Fine morning.
All right, today is Workers' Day, and workers have actually been lamenting. The Punch has this story. It says 8-year scorecard. Workers lament hardship. Score Buhari governor's low on welfare. That story is on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Please, let's have it.
Yes, there's no doubt about that. He has a low score as far as welfareism is concerned. But then the labor too have been lukewarm. I'm not saying they should disrupt governance.
Okay.
At least they have been lukewarm due to the headship they had last. I think the new man, Ajero or something, is likely to be more active the way I'm seeing it. So it's been lukewarm. So if they are now complaining, they should take part of the blame.
Take part of the blame.
Yes. They did not engage government much more on this. They are now saying this because it's going. That's why I say it depends on their headship. The man at the apex of NSC decided to kind of romance with government, so they should not complain to us. Like I said, I'm not saying they should disrupt governance, but at least they should have been more outspoken.
Okay, still on the front page of the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper, that's where we are this morning. It said, they talked about hikes of the minimum wage. That's the 40% pay rise for federal workers. Then unions, pensioners still earning 500 and 700 monthly.
It's too bad. It's too bad. You see, we should realize something in economics. There are two things that affect whatever value of money you are holding. It is called time value of money and inflationary trends. That's why people always clamor for increase in salary, because what you bought 5 years ago at a particular price, you cannot buy it now. Even if nothing happens, there will be inflationary trend and time value of money. You recall, I always did this when we were in the primary school. We were taking coins to school, and we will still take change with the coins. Who touches coins these days? If I give coins to my grandchild, and he referred to that coins as counter. That is what is used to count 1, 2, 3, remove one, remainder one, something like that. So it's a shame that we are not doing anything about it. Normally, what we're supposed to do is to arrest the inflationary trend. We're supposed to be making moves to make sure that, for example, we increase our importation so that our foreign reserve will be high, so that it will affect the value of our currency.
Okay, thank you so much. We're still on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Please, let's have it on the screen. The Punch newspaper. Now, workers are also kicking against the privatization of TCN and federal medical centers across the country.
I want to be in line with workers. I've never been supporting total privatization. I would have expected a PPP. Look at what we did to the old NEPA. We unbundled it, but we are not getting results. It's only recently that I've noticed, maybe due to what is upcoming with the next administration, they are now giving prepaid meter free of charge, which what they should have started long time ago. So, but if there is no light now, you are helping me to save my money. So you are the loser, I'm the gainer. So if that happens, maybe it will be better off the way we do things.
All right, thank you so much. If it happens, it will be better off. Yes, still on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Unsold goods. Goods stock rises by 52%. That's coming from manufacturers.
Unsold goods. Why should goods not be sold? Are we saying that the marketing aspect of it is not forthcoming? Look, goods should sell themselves if they have high quality. If it's comparable to those even we are bringing from outside, it will be better. So people prefer quality. Although quality is like beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder. What I say as quality, we may not count it as quality. But be that as it may, I want us to go for what is Nigerian. Whether it's of low quality or not. Once it's Nigerian, I want to buy it. But the reverse is the case in Nigeria. We don't want to buy anything made in Nigeria. We are killing our economy like that. Monkey not fine, but his mother like him. That's how we should That's what we should do.
Okay, thank you very much. Many, still talking about the economy, many entrepreneurs have actually complained of the cost of
Doing
production
business.
in Nigeria.
Yeah, that's correct. I agree. Cost of doing business, that is cost of power, cost of raw material is high. And that's why we have cost push inflation. Because if you produce something with high cost, you are going to sell it with high price. I think that should be addressed. I will continue to see this, how somebody is listening. We should unbundle most things. Even the power we are talking about now, it should not be federal. Let it go to each state. Any state that has power to produce energy should be given go ahead to do it. And that's what is upcoming now.
Okay.
You can see the free meter I'm talking about, because they are unbundling it. Let's go that way so that we'll be able to have our supply.
All right, so still on the front page of the Punch newspaper, CBN supplies more new Naira notes. The Naira notes have been scarce.
They should say that to the bets.
Okay.
Maybe it's on the newspaper. I do go out to withdraw cash, and you see that you still have entirely old, or if you withdraw, let's say 100,000, you have 80,000 to 90,000 old. There may be the remaining 10,000 new. You understand what I'm trying to say? If you withdraw 10,000, maybe 9,000 old, maybe 1,000, 2,000 new. What are we talking about? By now, it should be 50-50, or even 60-40, 60 of new, 40 of old. But it's not so. We are watching.
All right, keep watching. Yes, the Daily Times is next. The Daily Times has the story. It says 29 days to Buhari's exit. Niger Delta militants resume hostilities.
I can tell you, this is politics at play.
Okay.
You know, there is this competition between who should emerge as the Senate president. It has been 0 to 2 geopolitical zones, south-south and southeast. I am clamoring for southeast for obvious reasons. Because southeast is angling that we want to go, and they've cheated us, the labor movement, the obedient. I now say give it to the southeast to douse tension. It's not that they've never held that position before, but for what is ongoing now, I think it should be given to the south, and I'm getting some support from many quarters. But south is saying it's their turn. They've started agitating now. I hope somebody should talk sense to them. It does not make sense. You cannot say you want to intimidate the country because you want it. I can assure you it's related to the position of Senate presidency.
All right, the Daily Trust is next, and the Daily Trust has this story: over 500 Nigerian students stranded in Sudan-Egypt border.
You see, I have been blaming our envoy for this. They did not do proper due diligence. Do you know, yesterday I was overhearing the ambassador saying that maybe not even our ambassador, Minister of Foreign Affairs was saying maybe they are now at the gate of Egypt. But Egypt said he wants to be clear of who gets into their own country. They want the papers, they want to check. But I'm saying under emergency condition, why should you be checking papers? I say armed robbers are running after me. I don't knock on the door, I don't know. Instead of you to open the door and help you, you say, wait, who are you? You're asking me questions. They will kill the person. So I think we should not go that way. But you cannot blame them. Are we engaging? Have we engaged with Egypt? You understand? Thank God that our NAF, Nigeria Air Force planes, are going there now. Maybe they will excuse them because it's Air Force to military to military. Maybe they are allowed them. He was now saying that they will now move them again from the gate of Egypt back to the seaport. That is going back that way. I hope it does not happen. I don't know what's wrong with that.
Let's look at the place of... Okay, we are still on the front page of Daily Trust. Let's have it, please. The place of the African Union in all this.
You see, African Union has said something. People don't get it. So once there's a problem in the country, there are always sub-regional powers. Like in West Africa, we have ECOWAS.
Yes.
They should mediate first. It's when they are not able to resolve it that AU will come. Maybe AU is waiting.
The way I'm actually asking this is Egypt is also part of the AU.
Yes.
And now depriving people in an emergency situation.
That's what I'm
from
saying.
Actually getting access.
That means they are failed. Their own sub-regional power have failed. The AU should now come in, as rightly suggested. By now, I think AU should intervene.
Okay, now some of the students say that our passports seized. We have no food, water. What exactly? What rescue operation is the federal government?
In fact, the ambassador is saying the same thing. He said they are not better off, including his family, that they don't have food, they don't have water, they don't have light, that they are on the same page. That is a war situation. What I want to say is this: let us be learning from this so that we don't push Nigeria to the brink of war. Can we see what our people are going through? They want to run back home. If home is not also safe, where do we run to? So we should douse tension here. We should not, like you said, Niger Delta have just started now. We don't need all this. War is not bread and tea. It's not tea and butter.
All right. Still talking about insecurity. Bandits kill 40 in Kebbi, Zamfara. The story is still on the front page of the Daily Trust.
These killings must stop. I want to pray and hope and even expect that come the new dispensation, we should be able to. All these things are politically related. I hope we should be able to attack it from the hilt. Some people are behind all this, and they are our elites. So I think the new coming administration should go deep into the cause of all this.
All right, let's move into politics now. Nigerian Tribune. It says APC set for stormy NWC meeting as leadership council gets.
Yeah, it's going to be stormy. I told you now. You see, there are serious altercations. There are serious contestation as to who will get what. You see, in the House of Rep, they are suggesting that the North Central should get it, because Northwest has had a lot of it. Though it should go to the North, but preferably North Central. But some Northwest people are having nothing of that. They said it's their turn too. Then for Senate presidency, I told you, between South and Southeast, and then Deputy Senate President, DSP, and Deputy Speaker. So all these things, that's why it will be stormy. But I hope it comes out positive and clean.
All right. National Legal Advisor counsels party chair to expel Lukman.
Lukman is trying to open can of worms. And I think it should be internally dealt with. Not removing him should not be the solution. I'm sure it should be part of what they will discuss at NWC.
Okay. Yes, we have this story. TUC vows to reject privatization of my post.
You see, I've said it. You see, privatization will have been best, but I want a middle course. Let's have public-private partnership, or at best commercialization. But when we privatize, we don't get expected results. So what are we talking about? We just put jewels into the private sector and prices will skyrocket. So let us choose the middle course first. Let's have PPP or commercialization.
All right, we have this again. Article 1 2023 presidential election, PDP replies Lai Mohammed. Why?
Article said, but Obi said he won to.
Exactly.
So what are we talking about?
The federal government said they are sole losers.
What do you want the federal? That's the position of federal government. And if you look at what happened, it shows that PDP and LP, they are from the same stable. That is, they were using division and subtraction.
Yes.
While APC was using multiplication and addition. So what do you expect?
All right, we have this story. No plan to phase out new Naira notes coming from the CBN.
I hope so, but it's like so. By now we should be seeing more of new Naira note than the old, but the reverse is the case. We are still seeing more of old than the new, and December 31st is coming close. Well, somebody said we should wait for new administration to come. Let's wait, but they should read our lips. We want to see more of the new. We should not be speculating.
All right. 10th National Assembly, opposition lawmakers adamant.
Because at the House of Rep, they are more in numbers than the ruling party.
The opposition.
The opposition are more. But all the same, they are saying that they don't want the ruling party to just go their way without consulting them. And I think that is being done. You should give it to the ruling party, but it should not be, this is our man. They should talk together. Do you get what these people are saying? They are saying it is the legislature that will come together to decide who rules them, not getting one passage from, or one message from somebody that let this man go. There's not going to be like that. They want to be part of that decision.
So how do you think the House of Representatives will look like with the number of opposition there?
The ruling party will still have their way. Let me tell you why. See, the opposition are in many parts. We have Labour, we have,
and you do not see them coming together.
It will be very difficult for them to come together because the ruling party will not fold his hands. It will work, it will infiltrate them. You know what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
That's how it's politics.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yinka Andrews. It's politics.
It's politics.
All right, this is where we're going to draw the curtains on today's edition of Headlines. Thank you for being part of the program. And happy Workers' Day once again, Dr. Anjus. Thank you for making it.
Yeah, I wish you.
Yes. Keep enjoying the rest of our programs. My name is Oluchi Amuda. Good morning.